Question, please.
Hi, Anya. My name is Michelle Thomas, and in one of my Asian democracy classes, we were studying comparative politics in Southeast Asia. One of our debates was how do you think, if the military junta was really responding to domestic pressures or international pressures to have a democratic election, what do you think is your opinion? Were they responding more to the domestic pressure or to the international pressure?
I think mostly the international pressure, perhaps, because I do not think that the military has really very much respect for the opinion of the people inside the country. I say this because of the way in which they treat the ordinary people. If they really respected the opinion of the ordinary people, of the people of Burma, if they were really concerned about what the people of Burma thought about the situation, they should have brought about many, many reforms many, many years ago. But I think the international pressure and the need for legitimacy, which is legitimacy in the eyes of the world rather than in the eyes of Burma, I think, is what moved them to hold the elections. But I would like to say here, it's something that I think bears repeating again and again, that when I say the military, I'm not talking about everybody in the military. I'm only talking about those in the military who have made the decision to make Burma the kind of place it is today. I believe that there are people in the military who would like Burma to be a different sort of place, a freer, happier, a more united kind of place.
So much.
Next audience question, please.
Dosu, my name is Victor Win, and I have been the past president and chairman of BADA, Burmese American Democratic Alliance in the Bay Area. Minglaba, Jamabazi, Chandabazi, Tetoyajo Shibazi. My question to you is concerns political prisoners. You have done your utmost to try to free political prisoners, but it seems that the government is very reluctant on this part. Why is this? And the second part of the question is, we living outside of Burma, activists, how and what help should you suggest in helping political prisoners and their family? Thank you so much.
I think the reason why there are so many political prisoners in Burma is because of the lack of confidence on the part of the authorities. If they were really confident that they have the support of the majority of the people in Burma, they should not be worried about releasing 2,000 people. 2,000 people is a small fraction of the population of our country. But I think that they're nervous of the effect that these 2,000 people might be able to have on the whole country. And I think this is the reason why, again, I have to repeat this, there's a need for national reconciliation to make those who are in power understand that because we have different opinions from them, it does not mean that we have to be enemies, that there is a way of reconciling differences, that even if we agree to differ on some things, this agreement can be based on understanding and on a belief in future amicable solutions to all problems. So if only the military government would understand that the political prisoners are not a threat to them, they are not a threat to the country, but they will do their best to bring about reconciliation, they will do their best to ensure that whatever transition comes about in our country comes about in a harmonious way, then I think they would not be so afraid of releasing them. And of course, I think there is also the possibility that they use political prisoners as a bargaining chip. As to what you can do to help political prisoners, we'd appreciate it very much if you could join in the network for democracy, in which are included many, many organizations committed to helping political prisoners. And while I'm about it, I would like to say also that we need to help people who have been forced to flee our country illegally across the borders, and also our illegal migrant workers. It would be such a help if people in the States could form a network to help our people who are in very underprivileged positions abroad.
Thank you. Next audience question, please.
Hello, my name is Alex, or Bie. I have a family in Burma, and I would like to ask, you do so much for the Burmese people. What do you hope from the Burmese people? What can regular Burmese people like my family do to help?
Well, I don't think I really want anything particularly for myself, but I would very much like you to help as much as possible to promote the kind of change that we want in Burma. And as I mentioned earlier, if you could help Burmese people abroad who are in much less privileged positions than you are, the migrant workers in Thailand, refugees, and so on, we'd be very grateful. Helping them is the same as helping me and my colleagues here, because we do not think of ourselves as apart from all our other colleagues, and we do not think of ourselves as apart from the people of Burma who are struggling with the same difficulties as we are. Yeah, buddy.
Thank you. Next audience question, please.
Hello there. I'd like to start by saying that it's an honor and a privilege to be speaking with you today. You're an inspiration not only to us and those in Burma, but to those around the world. Thank you for this opportunity. My question is this. China benefits a great deal from inexpensive resources and trade relationships with the military. How would you go about getting nations like China to support the pro-democracy movements in Burma when free market and competition might hurt them economically?
I think this is something to do with awareness. I understand that China is not just concerned about commercial interests, but that there is the perception among the ruling circles in China that Burma will only be stable under a military regime. I think we all need to try to change that kind of perception. If you look at the situation in Burma today, you can see that after several decades of military rule, there isn't genuine stability in Burma because there have been problems along the frontier areas, and I think there will continue to be problems along the frontier areas, the border areas, until there has been a political settlement that is satisfactory to all our ethnic nationalities. Now, with regard to commercial interests, I do not think that China is a commercial bully, but I think like any other nation, and I think perhaps if Burma were in a position to take advantage of a neighbor's economic situation, we probably will. Like any other nation, China will try to do the best it can for its own people on the commercial front. It is up to those who are ruling our country to make sure that whatever agreements are made with either China or other countries are to the benefit of our people rather than to their disadvantage. This is where we need an administration that is transparent and accountable. Without transparency and accountability, we have no idea what kind of agreements are being made by those who are ruling us, and there is no check on what they're doing. So I believe that we have to look to ourselves first rather than pointing our fingers at other people. So we've got to be in a position to help ourselves, to be able to help ourselves face the challenges of today, the challenges which are commercial as well as political.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next audience question, please.
Hello, Ms. Dasu. My name is Michael Pacelli. I'm a UC Berkeley student and a former Burmese Decal student also. I understand that you are a strong advocate for democracy and you show this through civil disobedience and peaceful protests. My question is, do you believe these peaceful demonstrations are enough to accomplish your goal of democracy for Burma? And will there ever be a necessity for a call to arms?
I think perhaps you don't quite understand what we mean by a peaceful movement in Burma. A peaceful movement does not, a non-violent movement does not necessarily mean just demonstrations, and not at all. There are many things we can do in a non-violent political movement, and there are things that have to be done on an everyday basis. Certainly, I have no intention of ever resorting to violence, not because of idealism, but because of for the very practical reason that I think that we need to change the political tradition in Burma which is that if you want to bring about political change, we resort to violence. This has been the political tradition in Burma for too long a time, and I think it is very important that we establish the possibility of political change without violence. And for that we have to work all the time. And we just do not depend on public demonstrations. In fact, I think I can say that the NLD has not really led any public demonstrations so far. But what we have done is to get down to the grassroots, to be with people, to work with them, to make them understand what their rights are, what their basic human rights are, and to encourage them and to teach them how to defend their own rights and how to defend the rights of the families and neighbors and friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next audience question, please.
Mingalaba. As a female politician in a country full of male generals, what obstacles have you faced as because of your gender?
Oh, well, I never really thought that I had to face particular difficulties because I'm not a man. I suppose the generals have been engaging in some sort of propaganda about the fact that women are not fit for certain responsibilities and so on. But I have to say that I myself have never felt that I was discriminated against because I was a woman. My colleagues are very, very, very open-minded about that, and they've never made me feel that because I'm a woman, I should not be in the position that I am. And also the people in general do not seem to mind that I'm not a man. I don't know whether the generals mind that I'm not a man. Perhaps actually it might be more difficult for them if I were a man.
Thank you.
Good question. Next audience question, please.